Should you buy a domain name, file for a trademark, or create your entity first? This is a question that comes up a lot. And believe it or not, the sequence of these steps can make a huge difference. It's not the same for everyone. Each business, each domain, each trademark is different. So, when you're considering a domain, there's different prices for domains. So a lot of times a client comes to me and says, hey, I have this idea and I found a domain name. I generally tell them if the domain name is fairly inexpensive, then go ahead and buy it. Why wait? If it's under $30, under $50, depending upon your business, depending on the budget. But of course, if it's something like one of these that's $14,000, you should definitely make sure that it's something you'll be able to actually use. And that's what would be done by doing a trademark clearance search. Just because the domain is available does not mean that you can definitely use it for what you're planning to use it for. You could potentially be infringing on someone else's trademark by using that. But generally, a domain name is just an address. But if it incorporates someone else's trademark and you're somehow playing off of that or competing, there could be some issues there. So you want to make sure that if you are going to be investing some large sums, that you're not going to be infringing on someone else's trademark. If it's low cost, then you could buy it first and then figure out, do you form the entity to file for the trademark? So, of course, filing for a trademark, first place to do is always do a search. And you could go to the USPTO and do a search. They just actually released a new system that's pretty easy. You can just put in anything. Let's see, XYZ, what comes up. And what you want to look at is, some of these are dead, they're canceled. Looks like most of them are. But you want to look at what are these people using it for? Because that's going to tell you whether it's going to be an issue or not. And what I generally tell clients is if there's an issue, then move on to the next thing. Move on to your next choice. But that's also good to know is if you're planning to compete in the industrial space and wanted to buy XYZ.com, and there's already a company that has a registered trademark, now this one's dead, that could be an issue. And then the third thing that people ask about is, forming an entity. And entities, unlike trademarks, the standard there is not likely to confusion. So if you file in New York State XYZ LLC, and then someone in Nevada files XYZ LLC, they both can coexist even if they do the same exact thing. And that being said, in many states, if you just do like XYZ plus LLC or XYZ Inc., you sometimes can register that as well. But if you go ahead and use it, you might be infringing on someone else's rights. So there's a lot of factors that go into determining this. Generally, if it's a low cost, buy that domain, don't wait. If it's a higher cost, you probably want to do a trademark search first. And then in terms of entity formation, again, you could always file right away. You can change the name at a later date. But what the main thing is you want to make sure that before you start using either of these, if you buy a domain name registration, if you set up an entity, you want to make sure that you do a clearance search first so that you're not infringing on someone else's trademark. And we do, this is just a basic search here. We have software that does a lot more detailed searches where we analyze the strength of the trademark, what the potential issues are both for use going forward, as well as is it something that can be registered and protected. So hope you like these videos. I just tried something new with a new tool for this one, which is why I look the way I do. So please subscribe below if you like these, give us a thumbs up, and of course, always reach out with any questions. Thanks.